Hey guys, welcome to Matters of the Heart and Soul podcast. My name is Janie Charlot, your host, and welcome to another episode. On this episode, I'm going to be talking all about the heart chakra, okay? So, opening your heart. This podcast is all about connecting our hearts with our minds. So, that is connecting what we're thinking, our thought process with our hearts. And it's all about being in balance, okay? And we have to have our thoughts, how we're thinking about a situation, with how we're feeling about the situation in balance. But there is a secret when you don't know which one to choose, because sometimes the battle is between the mind, which is the thoughts, and the heart, how you're feeling, okay? And we're going to get into that today. So I just want to preface again that anything I say in this podcast, on this episode, especially when in regards to your physical health, physical symptoms, anything like that, I'm saying this could happen. Okay, I'm not saying that that's 100%. I'm saying that if you choose to do some work within your energy centers and you choose to go that route, these things that I'm giving you could help you out. Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about the heart chakra. On a previous video, I talked about the 7 main chakras within your body, and I talked about the heart chakra being dab in the middle, okay? You have a total of 7, but there's 3 lower, there's 3 higher, and then you have 1 in the middle, making 7. And the heart chakra is the one in the middle, okay? So the heart chakra is the bridge between the physical, which is the earth, grounding you, everything to this physical plane and into the earth, and everything of the spiritual, which is the non-physical, which you cannot see. All right. So the heart is the bridge. And in order to get to the higher chakras, to access the information that's there, you have to go through the heart chakra. Okay. So with that being said, I want to talk about, let me show you guys a photo really quickly. Just as a reminder, of exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so right here, heart chakra, okay, dab in the middle, okay? Just want you guys to remember that, all right? That's right in the middle. This is the lower and then the top, all right? So that's that, all right? So the heart chakra on a physical level, all right, has everything to do with your heart, with your lungs, with your chest, your arms and hands. Okay, that's the physiological things that the heart center is joined with. Okay, so when we're having issues in the heart center, if it's blocked or if it's not balanced, you may experience physical symptoms within those areas: the heart, the lung, the chest, the arms, and the hand. Okay, so some things you could experience would be poor circulation, right? Circulation has everything to do with the heart, all right? High or low blood pressure, you could have some lung issues, any of that has to do with those organs within the physiological body has everything to do with the heart center, all right? Now, that's the physical level. I want to talk a little bit about the emotional and spiritual and mental level, okay? It is our center, our heart center, our heart chakra. It is our center for compassion, for empathy, for love, and forgiveness, okay? That's everything right there. Has to do with compassion, empathy, love, and forgiveness. All right. So when you think about that, I mean, that governs a whole lot of who we are beyond the physical. All right. And it really governs how successful we are as far as in our happiness with life, in our joy. I mean, our fearlessness, our peace, our gratitude, generosity, even how we feel connected It has everything to do with the transformation, because if the heart is the bridge between the lower chakras and the higher chakras, you almost transform as you access those higher chakras and those higher spiritual gifts and talents that we have, right? So it also has a huge part on relationships, emotional mastership, and of course, self-love. So the heart chakra is so important. And I just really want people to think about that. If you think about was, the number one killer of Americans is heart disease. Okay. So imagine that with heart disease, there's not a consistent flow of energy through that heart chakra, or it's unbalanced, or is blocked. We have a whole big heart month, right? To bring awareness to heart disease. So if you think about that, the issues of the heart has really, really plagued the nation and people all over the world for a long, long time. And we've never broken it down like this. And this is why I love breaking it down, because you have some people that's very physical, they need, the research, and they need analytics, and they need the science to back it up. But sometimes when you're tapped in spiritually, you don't really need the science. You already know, you walk in that knowing. However, there's always something physical that you could back it up with. Okay, when you're tapping into spiritual, emotional things, and you don't necessarily have anything of science to back it up. All right, so I just wanted to put that out there. The heart chakra, it is a feminine energy, okay, because it is love, it is nurturing, it's all about, forgiving and compassion, and that is a feminine energy. All right, if you have never heard of the feminine masculine energies, what's what, we have a video out there about the masculine feminine energies. All right, so I want to also show you guys what it is. Let me share my screen one more time. All right, right here is the heart chakra, right in the center, and it is symbolized by a green 6-pointed star within a 12-petal flower. Okay, so, and the color is typically green. All right, and as far as an element, it is considered an air element. Okay, and typically that mantra is I love. So that's how you want to tap into the heart chakra. Everything that you love, you could say mantras, I love myself, I love life, I love being generous, I love giving gratitude. That's the mantra that you would want to say. All right, so I just wanted to really take note of the green color, all right, because we're going to talk about that, why green. And I just wanted to also pinpoint the elemental of it being air, and also the 6-pointed star with the 12 flower petals. All right, so let's keep going. All right, so let's talk about blockages. All right, because we really have to talk about that, what that may look like, what you could be feeling if you have an unbalanced or a blocked heart chakra. All right, and anytime, there's not a significant amount of flow through the heart chakra for various reasons, it could show up physically, mentally, and emotionally, and spiritually. It could show up all those ways. All right, so the biggest thing is you feel very heavy-hearted. All right, you feel very heavy-hearted. You feel heartbroken. Some people literally feel heartbroken. Their hearts are literally heartbroken. You've probably experienced this if you've ever lost a loved one, if you've ever had a serious, breakup with a relationship or anything like that. You literally can feel heartbroken, and sometimes it's physical symptoms, like you feel the chest pain, and you feel all of it in your heart. You literally feel heartbroken. You may feel bitter, like you're just kind of bitter because whatever it is that broke your heart or that made your heart hard, you haven't quite let it go. So you're just a little bit bitter, right? So some people have experienced that, feeling bitter. And it's real, it's really real. Sometimes just a chip on your shoulder, right? You just have a chip on your shoulder, and sometimes that goes in with bitterness, but there's just a chip on your shoulder, and you just walk around, not even really sometimes knowing why you have a chip on your shoulder, because sometimes these blockages are very deep. I mean, deep in the subconscious mind, deep within childhood, stuff like that. And it takes a lot of work on all levels to unblock these things. Okay. You could just be an unhappy person, and we've all experienced these people who are just unhappy. You could be driving and God forbid you get in front of them, they flicking you off, in traffic, and they zoom past you, or they pulling up and pulling back, just playing all these games in traffic because they're just unhappy. They just enrage, and there's some serious issues there. All right. Anger. Okay. Anger is a big one. If you are easily angered, you have some heart blockages. You have some heart blockages. You have some unbalancedness going on, and you have to really figure out that anger. Okay. And anger can really disguise in a lot of different ways. Anger could just be hurt disguised. Anger could literally just be, bitter. It could be so many things, but anger is really a big one. And we see anger more, it happens in both, but we see anger more on the masculine side because the masculine energy haven't really been able to express the array of emotions that we all have, is normally just happy or angry. And so that's a lot on the masculine side, but it definitely happens in feminine. I've seen a lot of angry women, and it's subconscious, and sometimes they don't know, but every morning they're waking up just not happy, not happy with going through the day. And it's anger, and it could be something that they never let go of. It could be something that's real deep in the subconscious that really has to be worked on. All right. Loneliness is also another sign of an unbalanced heart chakra. Okay. If you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling like, you're alone in this world, there's some work in the heart chakra that you have to do, because when that heart chakra is open, you are actually opening to the divine, which is your higher energy chakras, and you understand that you are one with the divine and everything is interconnected. So, you really shouldn't be lonely out here. Okay. So if you're having those feelings of loneliness, you definitely want to do some work in the heart chakra. Okay. Also insecure, insecure, that's another sign that your heart chakra is not open and not completely balanced. All right. Sensitive. All right. If you're easily offended, if you're really sensitive to the things people say, if you're really sensitive to people having beliefs that are different from you, if you're really sensitive to, your opinion being different from somebody else's, really sensitive, there is some blockages in the heart chakra. All right. Easily hurt, that kind of goes with sensitive. You're easily hurt. You're just offended by everything. Somebody could say one thing, it's blown out of proportion, it's taken out of context. And that's a heavy feeling. That's a heavy heart when you're easily hurt. So definitely some unbalancing and some heart blockage. Okay. Heart chakra blockage. All right. Also, big one, you're unable to give and receive love. Some people, they just say, I just don't feel nothing. I don't feel anything. I'm numb. I don't feel anything. I can't feel anything. There's some serious unbalancing and blockages in the heart chakra. Okay. Feeling that is how the soul communicates. And the heart is your gatekeeper to the soul, okay? Is the gatekeeper to communing with spirit and with the higher consciousness and with God. It's like you have, when you pray from the heart. You pray from the heart. So if you don't feel anything, there's no feeling, you're completely numb, you have nothing, you feel nothing, there is definitely some blockages going on. Okay, that's a big one. All right, so you have to be honest with yourself. If you're walking around and you feel nothing, you have no empathy, you could do something and you feel nothing after you did something cruel or something like that, definitely some heart blockages. Okay, so look into that. If you feel just closed off, all right, people have to really, like pull down things to get into you, to tap into you. If you have these walls pulled up and everybody have to do so much work just to figure you out, or just to make you smile, or just, to get a crack in there, you have blockages. All right, unbalanced heart chakra. All right, and we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to really self-evaluate. And I think all of us, like, we've all had walls up and blockages. We've all done it. But we have to do a lot of self-assessment. That's self-mastery. You realizing that you have these blockages, and free will is saying, I want to work on this, because you have a choice. You don't have to. Like, you do not have to work on this. You don't have to do any of that. You could just be like, no, I like my heart closed off, and I like, being lonely, and I like just having this chip on my shoulder, and I don't have to do that. And you have that choice. That is your free will. That's why the Most High God gave us free will, because God says you either want to go down my path or not, and you have the choice. And I think that's great, because once you understand what free will really is about, you understand how much power you really have in this choice, in becoming the better version of yourself. All right. So those are what it could look like, blockages. Okay, so let's talk about how we could work in that heart chakra space, within that energy, to clear blockages, right? Because I like giving solutions. I don't like just talking about the problems. I like giving solutions. We have a lot of problems, and I think that if we're going to talk about problems, we have to really talk about the solutions. Okay, so let's talk about the solutions to opening our heart, to being open to receive, to being able to love and give love more, and really just having a happy and joyful and peaceful life within you, no matter what's going on outside. All right, so first of all, I want to talk about what you could do on a physical level, right? We're going to talk about physical, mental, and emotional, everything that we could do to unblock our heart. So physically, all right, we all hear everybody talk about cardio. You gotta do your cardio, gotta do cardio. Why? Because cardio circulates the blood through the body, right? So that is circulating more prana, more life force energy through your body. And when you have more of that life force energy, you connect more, you can open up your heart more. So exercise, getting physically active, and cardio is good. We all know cardio is for heart, heart circulation and all that stuff. So it helps circulate the blood, which is actually circulating your life force energy through your body. Okay, so get some physical activity consistently. Be consistent, get you some cardio, get your heart rate up a little bit, do brisk walking, stuff like that. I tell people that if you actually can have a conversation on the phone while you're walking, you're not really getting your heart rate high enough. You should be a little bit out of breath when you're doing your cardio. Okay, so that's like the big one physically, all right? Let's talk about mentally what we could do to unblock and bring balance into the heart chakra, all right? You want to engage in activities that is going to bring more love to you, bring more passion, bring more joy to your life. Like you want to do those things. So listen to funny things, you know, watch a funny movie or something with your friends or your family. You know, I always say look at loving couples because you could always feel that love off that couple. You could feel their energy, you could feel all of it. So look at loving couples because they are emitting and radiating that love energy out. All right. Watch love movies. That's another good one. What you're doing is when you are doing these things, you are also raising your love vibration so that the universe can also attract more loving things to you. Okay. Listen to love music, my favorite, you know, just listen to love music. It puts you there immediately. You want to be childlike, you know, you really want to be childlike. And what I mean by that is you just can't take life too seriously. You really have to be light in heart. You really have to enjoy. You really have to see the glass half full versus half empty. You really have to be optimistic out here. And that's what childlike is. It's just laughing at yourself, you know, not taking yourself too serious. Hey, knowing that you're human, you make mistakes, and it is what it is, you know, not getting too caught up in the outcomes and enjoying the journey. Okay. So all of our lessons are in the journey. It's not really in the outcome. So don't focus on the outcome, focus on the journey, and you're going to enjoy it more. And that'll keep you lighthearted, and that will keep you childlike, and it'll keep you enjoying life and enjoying the experience of everything and realizing that, you know, life is really what we make it, and we really don't have to take everything so serious. Okay. So another good thing, all right, mentally is a gratitude journal. All right. If you don't like writing things down, at least speak this. All right. When you start to speak this, every cell in your body hears the words that you're saying. Gratitude journal. So every day when you wake up, say 3 to 5 things that you are grateful for. And you want to mean these things from the heart. And I tell people to also, you know, list those non-physical things that you're grateful for. So you don't want to list your house and your car and your clothes and, you know, all the physical things. You want to really look within your heart and figure out what are the non-physical things that I am extremely grateful for. Okay. And you want to touch your heart, you want to mean that from your heart, and you just want to feel that. And sometimes, I don't even like really getting out of the bed in the morning until I have gotten to my grateful heart and my heart is there. All right. Because then it's like it's really like a magnet for me starting my day. I know that if I start my day in gratitude and I'm there in my heart space, that everything that I will attract to me will be in that same heart space. Okay. So that's gratitude journal. Just remember, list the non-material things. Okay, we're not here just to accumulate things. There's so much more that we are here in this earth classroom to do and to get done. Okay, mantras are really good. Okay, like I said earlier, the heart chakra is the I love mantra. So it's good when you're expressing yourself and you're using your words every day. Try to use the word love. Okay, instead of saying, oh, I like that shirt, say I love that shirt. And I promise you, you will attract more loving things to you. So, you know, I love that shirt. Oh, I love that song. Oh, you know, I love life, or I love love, or, you know, just whatever. When you're speaking and you're going to say, oh, I really like that, use the word love. Like put love in your sentences more, and you will start to attract more of that to you. All right. I wanted to also talk about meditation and affirmations, okay? So meditation, as I've mentioned on many, many podcasts, is really quieting the mind into the present moment, okay? It's not worrying about yesterday and it's not worrying about tomorrow. It's literally staying right here in the present moment. But the heart chakra, as I mentioned earlier, it aligns with the color green. Okay. So that's why I mentioned nature is a good way to go out and to align with your heart chakra. Everything of nature is green, right? If we go outside, the grass is green, the trees are green, you go for a walk, everything's green. Greenery is nature. And when you're out in nature, you are in essence aligning with your heart chakra, okay? So it's good to do that. Guided meditation is very, very important. If you don't know how to meditate yourself, you could look up a 10-minute heart chakra meditation that's specific for the heart chakra, and you could allow someone else to guide you through that meditation, okay? But meditation is basically just quieting your mind, your thoughts, and it's really just is coming into your heart and just allowing yourself to feel what you need to feel, okay? And in that, sometimes things come up, all right? And you may want to cry. You may want to express emotions. You have to let it come up, because when it comes up, it's to heal the heart so that more of that energy, life flow, life force energy can come through and you can have a full, open, flowing heart. Okay, that's not heavy, that's not dense, that's not pressed down, So when you are meditating, a lot of times, people start to cry, or, they may start to shake, or different emotions, because energy, when it comes out, is expressed in a lot of different ways. So just be prepared for that, but accept it, surrender to it, because the heart is very surrendering, okay? It is saying that I am following my heart and I'm surrendering to what that feels like. And I know for a lot of people, it's very uncomfortable. It could feel very unsafe, especially if you have always been a very logical person. You've lived in your head a lot. You want to analyze your decisions. You want to cross your T's and dot your I's. It's totally different when you are allowing your heart to lead, okay? And everything is in balance, okay? Everything is in balance. But I will tell you, if you are ever at a crossroads in a decision, your mind is analyzing everything that it could see, okay? Everything that it could see. So it's analyzing checklists and science and analytics and numbers and all of that, where your heart is everything that it could feel. So it wants to feel at peace. You want to feel safe. You want to feel comfortable. So again, if you're ever at a crossroads, I always say, follow your heart. Your heart will never lead you wrong. And even if it's a little uncomfortable, I guarantee you it's leading you to your higher self. All right, it's leading you into the evolved self. All right, so that was just a little something I wanted to talk about. Affirmations, these are your I ams, okay? Whenever we put I am in the front of something, you are speaking that into motion. The I am is really your inner God or your inner goddess. And once everything you put after the I am, you're putting that into motion to happen, okay? So if I am is your God, everything you put after God is what you're putting into motion. So affirmations, I am love. All right, let's just start with that. I am love. This is also how we reprogram our subconscious mind or reprogram the programs that was, installed from other people, whether it was from childhood, whether it was from society, whether it was from a job, whether it was from your parents, whatever. This is how you reprogram it. Okay. So if you had a parent that told you you're not worthy, you will never amount to anything, you're a disgrace to this family, you're just like, such and such, you're going to have some issues. You're going to have some self-love issues that what I call is very deeply rooted. Okay. So when you say I am love, you are trying to go against that programming that your parent who told you that you were unworthy programmed in you. So when you start to say, I am love, I am worthy, I can give and receive love, you are starting to reprogram that mind. And how do we reprogram? You have to do it over and over and over and over again. And that's when eventually the subconscious mind catches on to it and say, okay, got a new program. I am love, I am worthy, I am happy, all of these things that you are now, okay? So I really wanted to make that clear, and also not only speaking it, but writing it down. If you ever studied for a test, sometimes, especially like spelling tests or anything like that, you have to speak it, but also you write it down because it's planting deeper and deeper and deeper into the subconscious mind. So if I could speak it and I could see it and I could write it, I'm giving myself and my mind more opportunities to plant it in the subconscious mind. Okay. So I hope that was clear. All right. That's how you reprogram the mind. So if you were ever told that you were unworthy, you were, this or that, you reprogram your mind with everything that you want of loving things. Okay. So I am worthy. I'm deserving of love. I give and receive love freely. I am following my heart. I am with my divine lover. That was when I put out there and it happened. And so these are all the things that you speak over yourself. Okay. And I guarantee you have to reprogram the mind. And there's a lot of things that we have rooted deep within that is keeping our heart chakras and that energy center closed or unbalanced or just not getting enough energy in there. All right. So that's meditation and affirmations. I want to talk now a little bit, and that was the mental. So we covered physical about, doing some cardio, getting the circulation, because that's your life force energy. We talked about mental, how, gratitude journal, how to be and surround yourself with loving things, loving people, love music, just all of that stuff. We talked about meditation and affirmations. Now I want to move into emotions. Okay. This is important. All right. Because people don't even know the things that they're emoting. Emotions, energy in motion. All right. We're talking about energy. We're talking about heart chakra. That's an energy center within the body. So emotions, energy in motion. This is nothing but your energy in motion that other people can feel and that you can feel off other people. That's what energy is. And that's what emotions are too. So I want to preface that love and fear are the two major emotions, all right, in all cosmos. And everything else are derivatives of those two energies. So whatever you're feeling today, right now, at this moment, it is either out of love or fear. All right. Now you have to understand the two to know what you're feeling. Okay. And I will tell you, love is the highest energy vibration that you could feel, and fear is quite the opposite, which is the lowest. So as you can see, they're on opposite ends of the spectrum. They cannot exist at the same time, at the same place. If you have love in one area, fear cannot be there. If you have fear, love cannot be there. So in your heart, you cannot have love and fear there at the same time. All right. So keep that in mind. That's very important. So these are the two main energies, the two main emotions that all humans will either express, they will harbor, they'll portray, or they'll emote, all right, which is just giving it off to other people, all right. So emotions of love, I said it earlier, it is compassion, it is empathy, it is forgiveness, it is gratitude, all right. Those are emotions of love. You know, if you don't already know emotions of fear, it could be anger, it could be resentment, it could be guilt, it could be shame, it could be doubt. Those are all emotions of fear. And I don't really want to focus on fear today. We're going to focus on love. So, all right, emotions of love, compassion, empathy, forgiveness, gratitude. All right, that's why I said gratitude. When you're truly thankful and grateful for everything that you already have, the universe recognizes that as, man, let me give her more. Let me give her more things for her to be grateful for. So gratitude. All right. So what we want to do is on an emotional level, because these are the emotions that we emote. These are the energies that we give off. Energy in motion is emotions. We want to put these vibrations of love into practice every single day. All right. Is it easy? No. It's definitely not easy if you have a hard heart, if you feel lonely, if you haven't all those other things that I talked about earlier. It's not easy, but you have to do the work in free will because you want to be a better person, not because nobody else wants you to do it, because you want this for yourself. And you do the work. But every day we practice these emotions. All right. So some days you're going to get it right. Some days, it's going to be low. Maybe you high on compassion, maybe you low on gratitude, but every day, moment by moment, day by day, we are practicing these vibrations of love. And that's how we completely transform from the fear side of things to the love side of things. Okay. So I do want to talk a little bit about compassion and empathy and also sympathy, because people have these very mixed up and they're very important. All right. Empathy is actually putting yourself in that person's shoes. Okay. You can actually feel what they're feeling, and you could actually understand the why they could be feeling that way. All right, that is empathy. You could put yourself in their shoes and totally understand that person's pain. That's empathy. All right. Sympathy is understanding it from your own perspective. All right. And what humanity really needs is not our sympathy or our pity. Humanity needs our empathy. All right. We need to be able to empathize with people. We need to be able to put ourselves in their shoes. All right. Because once you understand how all of this works, there's a vast interconnectedness of everything, of the universe and the galaxies and the cosmos. Everything is interconnected. Everything is connected. We are all connected. I'm connected to the trees outside. I'm connected to the sun. I'm connected to the Most High Creator. Everything is interconnected. And when you understand it from that perspective, okay, you understand that we have to learn how to empathize, put ourselves in that position, because truly we are that person. All right. We are all one and the same, interconnected. Things are interconnected. All right. We are different. We are different as a human race. I do understand that. But when you understand the vastness of the universe, there's an interconnectedness there. And you understand it from a very higher perspective. Okay. But we don't need sympathy or pity. We need more empathy. Okay. That's what we need. Let's talk about compassion. All right. Compassion is when you can relate to someone's situation, but you also have the desire to act and help them. All right. That's compassion. I could understand how they're feeling, and I just want to help. What can I do? How can I help you? How can I relieve your suffering? All right. That's compassion. And we need more compassion. That is compassion. So empathy, all right, because these are so important, and they're so important that corporate companies are putting these training modules for their employees, because these things have not been in corporate settings, and we need it in corporate settings, we need it in our homes, we need it everywhere. And truly, like I said, the heart chakra is a feminine energy. This lets you know that the feminine energy has to come in balance with a very masculine world that's been portrayed for hundreds of years. Okay, we've been in a very masculine energy, but now that feminine energy is rising to be in balance, not above the masculine, okay, in balance with the masculine. And these vibrations are feminine energies. Okay, and it's so important because our feminines, our true feminine energies, we have to get ourselves where we have to be. But also, guys, masculine, you have a feminine side as well, and you have to balance that out too. Okay, so whether your feminine side as a masculine energy was never it was never a safe space, for you to be loving or compassionate or anything like that, we have to get there now. All right, we have to get there. So as we're shifting into a new age, all right, so if you guys haven't heard about Aquarian age, look it up. We have some podcasts on that as well. We are shifting into a new age, and the biggest part is shifting into the heart, because that's going to be very, very important, all right, as a body of humanity. Okay, so empathy, I just want to reiterate that. Putting yourself in that person's shoes, you can understand what they're going through, and you can understand why they're going through it. Okay, sympathy is you understand what they're going through, but from your perspective. So as you could see, sympathy is really distorted because you're only seeing it from your perspective. You're not seeing it from that person's perspective. So sympathy is very distorted, okay? And again, we don't need sympathy and we don't need pity. We need more empathy and compassion. Compassion, when you can relate to someone's situation, you can understand it, but you are also called, or you have a desire to help that person. How can I help them? How can I alleviate their suffering? If I have something that they need, how can I give it to them? Because what I have, they need it, and it will relieve their suffering. That's compassion. And that is what we really, really need more of. Okay, so that's how we work on blockages, guys, on a physical, a mental, and emotional level of the heart chakra. All right. I think it's so important. I think it's crucial, actually. I think it's very crucial. I think that if we want to move forward in everything that I think humanity on earth has waiting for us, on so many levels, I think we have to raise our vibration. We have to raise our vibration. We have to raise our vibration. All right. We have to get out of fear. We have to leave that back. It was a paradigm. It was a program. It ran its course. It's over. Okay. We are shifting into something new. All right. And I think the biggest choice that everyone on a human level could do is, in your daily life, take note, take awareness. When you're in a situation right now at this moment, am I choosing love or am I choosing fear? All right. And I challenge you to choose love. All right. Love does not mean that you don't have boundaries. It does not mean that you let people walk over you, because sometimes the loving thing is saying no. Okay. Sometimes the loving thing is saying no and putting boundaries down. So, but I challenge you in awareness and in consciousness every single day with your children, with your spouses, with your employees, with people that believe different from you, people that think different from you, people that look different from you, people that have different skin color than you. I challenge you. Are you choosing love or fear in this moment? And just moment by moment, all right? No stress, just moment by moment. Are you choosing love or fear? All right. One last thing I want to say, okay, that is going to be an amazing read is our new book. All right. This is a co-authored book by me and Russell Bruce, Capacity to Love and Awakening to Unconditional Love. The book has so many layers to it, but it is definitely talking about awakening that heart chakra from a masculine and feminine point of view, how the polarities, because 3D, this 3D dimension is all about experiencing duality, okay, and polarity. And what I mean by that is the extremes, all right, masculine and feminine, light and dark, black and white, good and evil, okay? That was a paradigm, and that's what we experienced, and that's what we're here for. But the truth is, you experience the two sides to come into wholeness and balance, and looking at each side and saying, okay, I see that side, okay, I see that side, and I'm right here in the middle, right here in the middle, in peace, without having to choose a side. Okay, and respecting each side as well. But that's the whole experience of this 3D, is choosing, is understanding the extremes of duality and polarity. Okay, but when you come into unconditional love in the heart chakra, in that energy center, and you tap into the higher spiritual gifts, you understand that it was all about separation, you know, the lower chakras. And once you come into the heart chakra, it is about wholeness. It is about bringing all those distorted parts of yourself together in wholeness. And the book, it really goes into detail about love and building that capacity, because it's not easy. So the book really helps you to get through a lot of the blockages of the lower chakras that roots us in our earth and into our tribe, and in, you know, into a lot of things that we were taught and programmed, and how to decipher through those things and understand and come to the point that at the core, we're all love. And that's what God is. God is love. God is love. All right. And if we are created in the image of God, the prime creator, the most high creator, we're in the image of love. But we have to come into that. We have to awaken to that. And I always tell people, awakening means I must have been asleep. I must have been in a slumber. So I just, you know, I wish everyone lots of love and light. It has not been easy. We have been through a lot in the last 2 going on 3 years. We have seen a lot of death. We have seen a lot of pain. We have seen a lot of discord. But I'm telling you, our planet is doing the same thing. There's a purging process, and we have to purge too. We have to get rid of the things that is too heavy. All right, too heavy on our heart, and heal it and get rid of it. And so that we could move on into the other part of the galaxy that we're moving into. And if that sounds confusing, I highly recommend that you watch the video that we have. Russell Bruce did that one on the end of the world, the end of an age. All right, he explained it very, very good on that video. So we've seen a lot, but I will tell you that we have to come together in love. And I'm not asking people to do a lot. All you have to do is moment by moment, choose love. And I guarantee you, your own heart is going to open, your own compassion, your own joy, your own empathy, you know, for people. And you're going to really vibrate higher and faster. And you're going to learn to stay in that loving vibration more easily. All right. Because as you open your heart, you start to notice how opposing vibrations, okay, you can be very sensitive to it. So opposing vibrations would be vibrations of fear. So if you're in love, you get an opposing vibration of somebody that's just angry, it's a downer. Okay, it's a downer. But you learn how to empathize with some people and say, you know what, I'm just going to let that be there within boundaries, and understand that your control is all within you. You can't control nothing outside of you. Control is all within you. So, all right, that is it, guys. I really, really, really wanted to get that one out. Opening the heart chakra, healing that. All right. I wish you guys lots of love, lots of joy, lots of peace. That's what we're here for. We're really here to experience life and experience life more abundantly. And we could do that if we all understand how to maintain a loving vibration, despite things that are going on outside of us. Okay, so that is it, guys. Please like, share, subscribe. We appreciate that. You can find us on Instagram, you can find us on YouTube, and you can also find us on Facebook. All right. My name is Janie Charlot. This has been another episode of Matters of the Heart and Soul podcast. And we will check you guys later. Take care.